Alan, just as a heads up, in about 3 minutes time there's going to be 10-15 knots of wind. Yeah, it's a big line coming. Right, sorry about that. Hello, I'm Ben Cooper and we are on the 2022 Pegasus 50 called OAYA. And unusually we're going to do a bit of a walk around tour while we're sailing because it's such a lovely day and we thought we'd come out to the office. So the boat is currently on Allen Autopilot, and while it's on an Allen Autopilot, we'll start the tour at the bow. So if I just walk up to the bow, and we'll start right at the far end of the yacht. So on the bowsprit, we have at the far end the 2-to-1 tack line for the furling spinnaker. Further down, we do have an optional pad eye for a code 0. OAYA doesn't have a code 0, but should you want one, that's where it goes to. And if we can just stick the camera over the side, you will see the unique launching system for the anchor. This keeps it well clear of any bobstay and also of the stem of the yacht. So moving back a little bit, a nice feature is the tape-driven furling unit, which keeps the barrel very low, which enables the foot of the sail to be close to the deck, which is much more efficient. We have a number 1 jib. We also have a staysail, which comes down to this pad eye here. Now this staysail is for breezy wind. It's a self-tacking. If you look just behind us near the rig, you can see the self-tacking track, and that is operated on a cable in the same way as the code 0. So we don't have to worry about an additional stay when we're sailing. Up here also we have a good old quick anchor windlass. She has a plug-in, which is downstairs at the moment. Because we're sailing, we have the fenders stored in there, I'm afraid, but that's a very deep bow locker which takes all the fenders there and could quite easily take a code 0 as well. Just lock that. You see a nice feature here, the pop-up cleats, which probably won't pop up, there we go. The nice pop-up cleats and the chafe protection there for the anchor lines. Moving back, there's so many different things to show you here, this video might take a while. We have LED navigation lights, a large hatch over the forward cabin, with drainage channels and makes it nice. We have additional points there for jackstays, etc. Now you'll obviously notice the unique feature of OAYA, which is her electric power. Now we'll do more of that later, but because of the electric power, energy is really quite important. So we have the additional solar panels on the foredeck, as well as on the coach roof there, which gives more trickle charging in sunnier climes than Lymington normally. But today we're very lucky, just as we're doing this video, the wind has appeared, which is very nice. So maybe you'd have a nice little look up there, Harry, for the jib. So this is the, oh, here we go. This is the nice one sails hydronet, I think they call it, jib. We have the Sparcraft carbon mast, which is a 2-spreader rig with a very wide sweep on the spreaders, very wide spreaders, nice wide boat, really stable, really strong deck stepped mast. And there we have the fully battened mainsail, which is driving us along at, take a wild guess, at 7 knots in about 10 knots of wind here, which is nice. So, coach roof again, we have the 24-volt system solar panels. Another feature, sorry, I forgot to point out, is the carbon rig, but the aluminium boom has hay racks on. So when we drop the sails, they come straight down. The lazy jacks are held wide, which means the sail just drops down into the bag and you zip it up. It's really, really easy. The battens don't catch. It's absolutely lovely. Right, let's go back and point out the obvious thing about the Pegasus 50 is this little beauty, the hard top coach roof. Now if you sail anywhere, you either want shade or protection. These offer both. Now this is also the convertible, and you can just see there the canvas top, which you can roll back and let more sun into the cockpit if you wish, or as we're in Lymington in the autumn, we'll leave it shut. We have ventilation through these hatches here, but also a sliding screen down here. Now that slides down, ventilation in if you're in the Mediterranean or anywhere hotter than here. So we'll stroll back into the cockpit. You'll notice there's a nice safe step down, handholds absolutely everywhere. And we'll have a look at the cockpit. Which will start the tour on the port helm. Now this helm is doesn't have the engine controls, they're on the other side, but we can go over there in a minute. We've got chart plotter this side, autopilot's both sides, and chart plotter's both sides as well, and just the FFD for the B&Gs there. Twin carbon steering wheels, really, really, really light on the helm. She's got the twin rudders, they're absolutely brilliant. You can sail along as quickly as you like, and broaching is really quite hard to do. Up here we have a lovely feature here. We have controls for both of the primary winches. So with these buttons here I can control the jib sheet, which is on the leeward side, or the main sheet, which is on this side, or down there. Spin around, Harry, you can see Alan. Oops. There you go, I've over trimmed the jib. Also, aft is a utility winch for code zero, spinnaker, for mooring in the med, for pulling up the bathing platform, whatever you want to do. They're on both sides, of course. So that's nice and easy. Right, what else can we show you? Over to the throttle controls. As I said, thanks Alan, this is the electric version. So here we're sailing at the moment. The propellers are the blades of the prop, are folded, and all we simply do is fold in these throttle arms. If we want to, we can drive forwards, and you might hear a slight hum. Nothing much, it's nice and quiet. And then when we're sailing, fire them in, that's it. Of course, the beauty of electric is as we're sailing, we can be harvesting electricity with the propellers going the other way. I haven't got it on at the moment, but that's just a simple press of the buttons on the controls, and then when I can't give you the stats right now, but as we're sailing, we can then generate the electricity, charge the batteries, and you can go for hours and hours and hours. So this side is pretty similar to the other side. As I said, we have the throttle controls. We have a 9 horsepower bow thruster, which is retractable. And we didn't see the rope bends, which are either side. So they swallow up all the halyards, all the sheets, keep everything out of the way, which is another nice feature with the main sheet on top of the hard top. So there aren't any ropes inside the cockpit at all. So I think we've done the back. If we spin around here, Harry, we can have a look at one of the other unique aspects of the Pegasus is this connected feeling of the cockpit. We've got deep cockpit, we've got a shelter everywhere. We also thank you, Alan. We also have zip-in sides to the cockpit. So if it's really rough, you can zip in a panel here, just on the windward side, stop the spray coming in the cockpit, yet still have lots of ventilation above here and out of the back. Underneath here we have the technical rooms, which we'll go through later in another video, but I'll show you all that later. And let's just have a quick walk down inside the boat while we're sailing. You'll notice this is the companionway hatch, really strong, slides to the side, and a very, very, very simple mechanism to stop it closing on the other tack. Now we're in the interior, the saloon area. It's a very open plan. We've got the galley here, we've got chart table, elevated chart table with 360-degree view, saloon table, and if you come here with the camera and stand down in the galley there and just have a little look around, you'll see how connected the cockpit is to the saloon. It really gives a nice feel for when you're sailing. You can do absolutely everything without having to go down 5 or 6 companionway steps, steep steps, with a cup of tea in your hand. You can just hold it out there. One thing I didn't point out was the cockpit table also has a day fridge in, and on the other end is the life raft stowage. So it's nice and neat, easy to get to and deploy when you need it. Now, this is the one thing we love about the Pegasus. As we're sailing along at what I would guesstimate about 15 degrees of heel, we get tired because the body's bashing around, well, not today, but in waves. So all we need to do is lower the table, lower the gimbal, and here I am, flat as anything. My body's not bouncing around. If I had a cup of tea, Alan, I could put it on the table and it wouldn't go anywhere, but I don't, so I can't show you that at the moment. And it's manual, it's on a actuator on a simple pivot, so when you do tack, you have to tack the table. But that's all I can show you there, which is absolutely brilliant. This whole saloon table doubles as a daybed. This, excuse me one second, the table goes up and down, so the table can lower down. This cushion pulls out, excuse me, and we can create a large daybed for when you're sailing, or anchor, or wherever you are. Nice and controlled. You might have to speed this up a bit, Harry. And then we just pull these out. Oh, no, sorry, it's not that one. And so creates a lovely daybed when you're at sea. And of course we can gimbal it. What's not to like? So we'll leave that just like that for a second, and we'll come up to the chart table and have a look at that while you're there, Harry. So, OAYA has this beautiful chart table. It's plenty of space here for a chart. We have the chart plotter, we've got autopilot controls here, and the FFD, the radio, and an absolutely brilliant view, 360 degrees of what's going on around us. We can look up through I can see the mainsail here. It's absolutely brilliant. And nice cushion to snooze on. Let's slide down to the accommodation. Shut this door, it's come open. Sorry, the doors have come open. OAYA has slightly different from the standard in that she's got a bunk cabin here. We've got the 2 bunks in this walk-through cabin. They have lee cloths, they're very safe berths, very comfortable at sea, with plenty of stowage here and here. We've got light and a very nice place to be there. We come forward a little bit. We have a hanging locker which also doubles as a second shower. So a nice utility space there, and behind this door we have a little mini washing machine. So she's absolutely blue water ready. Now, coming through into the master cabin, OAYA has the full width bed, huge amount of storage under the bed. This side of the boat is pure storage. Under there is water tanks, 370 litres either side, so there's 2 tanks of 370 litres with a switch valve in the middle of the boat there. We have plenty of storage here and up here and behind the door and down there, so lots of space for weeks at sea. And we both can't.
Proper tacking, apparently.
Right, we're going to tack, so this will be exciting. And Harry's going to. Do you need a hand? He'll be fine. So, do you want to go and have a look in the toilet? Heads, Harry. It's a heads, not a toilet. Here we have a full height shower unit with heads. There's plenty of storage either side, and this is the ensuite for the main cabin on the starboard side. We're up right now, we're just going to tip over the other side. Moving forwards, we have a heads on the port side, a nice secure corridor, so there's plenty of handholds all through the boat. The corridors are nice and narrow so you don't get bashed around. Up here, more storage with first aid kits, etc. And under here we have 50 litre black water tanks in both heads. It's in there, behind there, and we have valve switches, etc. for those, and a little bit more storage. Now I'll squeeze into the bow cabin. So here we are at 20 degrees now, I'd say.
Whose idea was this?
I think it was yours, Harry. We have V-shaped berth, lots of room in here. We have cupboards either side, lots of storage under the bed as well as up above the bed, and a lovely, enormous hatch giving lots of light and a nice view of the lovely jib. Right, we shall walk back into the cockpit. And now Alan's tacked, we're going to have to tack the table. Lounging area. Should we call it a lounging area? So this tilts 15 degrees either side. And now we're on this tack. We can see there's more storage behind the sofas. We have all the component manuals, documentation. Everything comes from Pegasus. Lovely folders, ready for the next time. And I think, just trying to work out what else we can talk about. We can talk about the air conditioning, of course, which comes with OAYA. We can talk about the switch panel over here. Now, being an electric yacht, we have a simple Victron panel here that gives you, at the moment we're sailing and not on shore power. If we were on shore power you'd have more inputs here, but it essentially shows you which way the electricity is flowing. where you are. We're at 92% of battery at the moment. We've used 8% for sailing for about 45 minutes or so. Here we have the servoprop controls, just to turn them on and then to turn them into, it activates them. We have a simple but lovely switch panel here for all the service, winches, thrusters, everything like that. She has the generator here, so should the batteries, after 4 or 5 hours of sailing, when we start to go down a little bit on battery, we can just start a generator. Or, as we said before, we can just turn on the regeneration from the props. We have water maker, heating, and the stereo. So I think that concludes our trip around OAYA. She's actively for sale. She's located with us at Berthon, and you can see all the details of her full specification and everything else on our website, which is you can find hopefully on the link below. Thank you. Nice day for it now. Nice day for it now.